My wife had an affair with her desperate admirer from college days, even using my connections to secure a position for that man. Watching their passionate entanglement on the bed through the video, I smiled coldly. She seemed to forget my defining trait, utter ruthlessness towards situations and people. When Lucas, my longtime brother-like friend, unexpectedly invited me to dinner, his hesitant demeanor suggested unspoken troubles. Assuming his new luxury hotel venture last month might have cash flow issues, a groundbreaking project in our city, I proactively offered our support. His strained smile caught me off guard as he remarked, "You two still flaunt that college sweetheart act after all these years." We'd been together since sophomore year, 10 years dating, 7 years married. With our son Jacob nearly 5. Lucas drained his glass, hinting darkly, 7-year itch hits hard. A stunning woman like Sophia, many would covet her. Keep close watch. The warning felt ominous through my alcohol haze. Before I could press further, he left, citing work commitments. Lucas wasn't one for idle gossip. Could Sophia? Returning home, I found Jacob asleep, but Sophia missing. Her startled gasp echoed from the steamy bathroom, where she fumbled her phone into the tub. Just Emma venting about boyfriend troubles, she claimed, though her nervous laughter rang false. Next morning, Sophia took Jacob to English class as usual, her weekly 2-hour vigil at the school. Today I followed. After dropping off Jacob, she drove straight to Lucas's new hotel, hips swaying as she entered. Blood pounded in my temples as I dialed with trembling hands. At Jacob's class, remember? Her breathless reply came. "Teachers are here. Gotta turn off." The call died with the unmistakable rip of torn stockings, a sound I knew intimately. 10 years ago, I'd have stormed in fists flying. Now I lit a cigarette, forcing calm. Ethan of Thompson Group, top-ranked enterprise, government-recognized industry leader, couldn't afford public scandal over cheating wife. Yet I burned to know what man could make Sophia betray decade-long devotion. I'd maintained my college athlete physique through disciplined workouts. Sophia wanted for nothing as a pampered homemaker, designer wardrobes, elite spas, our storybook marriage envied by all. She expertly balanced domestic harmony and parental bonds, her bedroom allure matching her social grace. What drove this perfect wife to risk everything? I often feel like I must have accumulated good karma in my past life to marry such a perfect wife. Little did I know, it was all just a facade. Parked by the hotel entrance, every second felt like an eternity as I anxiously waited, clinging to the faint hope that this was all a misunderstanding. That fragile hope shattered completely when Sophia emerged from the hotel. A bald, overweight man had his arm around her waist. Sophia turned sideways to avoid his touch and quickly put on a mask, clearly worried about being recognized. When the man whispered something in her ear, she shyly pushed him away. From my angle, I clearly saw his hand grope her full hips. The intimate gesture stabbed at my chest like a knife, mocking me viciously. Rage burned through my veins, threatening to override reason. I nearly slammed the accelerator to turn these shameless cheaters into roadkill. But when I recognized Marcus's face, my blood turned to ice. Shock, confusion, and humiliation flooded me in waves. Marcus, our old acquaintance, back in college, he'd relentlessly pursued Sophia, delivering hot milk tea in winter, cold drinks in summer, jogging alongside her during fitness tests, even cooking red date soup during her period. The kind who staged 3 cringeworthy candlelit confessions that I knew about. Everyone called him Sophia's lapdog. Sophia found it humiliating. Truth be told, Marcus resembled his surname like a caricature pudgy. Short, with beady eyes and sallow skin. His threadbare clothes reeked of poverty. Yet he kept buying Sophia trinkets with his meager allowance, claiming he'd starve gladly for her. Sophia wanted none of it. yet became the subject of campus gossip. I remember that winter afternoon leaving the library, seeing Sophia storm away from Marcus. "Stop following me," she snapped. Marcus just grinned, declaring he'd keep pursuing her until she had a boyfriend. That's when Sophia spotted me. Before I knew it, her soft arms were around my neck, her lips brushing my cheek. We both froze, me and Marcus, declaring me her boyfriend. Sophia clung to my arm. Marcus glared daggers at me, warning that rich playboys like me would never commit. When Sophia tugged my sleeve with pleading eyes, something stirred in me. I cupped her face and kissed her properly. Marcus left looking gutted, while Sophia blushed crimson, apologizing for using me to escape her persistent admirer. With her innocent beauty reminiscent of every teenage boy's first love, Sophia fled the scene and captured my heart completely. Our cat and mouse romance began, eventually making her my real girlfriend. She often joked that we owed Marcus thanks. We'd occasionally spot him on campus, his appearance growing increasingly wretched. Who'd have thought this pathetic toad would rip through Sophia's stockings and cuckold me a decade later? After the initial fury subsided, clarity emerged. However much I loved Sophia, I could never forgive this betrayal. She'd grown bored playing the pampered socialite, the house her parents lived in, their cars, even the unlimited black card in her purse all mine. What could Marcus possibly offer? That night, Sophia returned after dropping off Jacob, claiming she'd watch movies with Emma. When she came home at 11, I casually wrapped my arm around her waist as usual. My lawyer, Sam, already had the divorce papers drafted. Let her enjoy her final days of luxury. The evidence collection was underway. An unfamiliar floral scent invaded my nostrils, the hotel's body wash. My stomach churned as involuntary images of Sophia and Marcus tangled in bedsheets flooded my mind. Sophia, mistaking my ragged breathing for arousal, squirmed out of my embrace with practiced coquetry. "I'm exhausted tonight," she murmured, tracing my jawline. "But tomorrow," her trailing promise hung in the air as she retreated to the bathroom, phone clutched like wartime contraband. I methodically prepared her nightly antioxidant capsule and water glass, the ritual perfected over years. Sophia's light sleeping habits had once concerned me, until discovering melatonin's effectiveness. Tonight's altered capsule contained powdered sedatives, my insurance policy against midnight interruptions. The drug worked flawlessly. Sophia lay sprawled across satin sheets, collar gaping to reveal a telltale bruise glowing crimson in the dimness. It pulsed like neon signage advertising betrayal. Clutching her phone, I retreated to the study. Her passcode remained unchanged, our anniversary date. The primary account showed only wholesome content: Jacob's kindergarten art, family vacation photos, grocery lists. My finger hovered over the profile switcher. The alternate account materialized like Pandora's box. Marcus's name glared from the solitary contact. Videos auto-played. Sophia perched on leather armrests, stilettoed foot caressing Marcus's jowls as he groveled. "Higher," she commanded, his tongue lapping at exposed thighs. This is real devotion. Her breathy narration accompanied the degradation ritual, not Ethan's pathetic checkbook romance. Message archives chronicled their decade-long affair. Marcus, balding, acne-scarred, perpetually sweaty, had evolved from college lackey to professional sycophant. Their exchanges revealed cruel calculus. Sophia targeted my family's wealth while preserving Marcus as her groveling plaything. Dawn found me compiling digital evidence. My corporate attorney's number glowed on the office phone. Surveillance on Marcus. I instructed the investigator. Watching sunrise gild the Thompson Group headquarters. Sophia's performance as devoted wife deserved standing ovation. She'd convinced even my board member mother to fund her security through annual dividends. The real tragedy wasn't her betrayal, but her miscalculation. Thompson men don't rage, We strategize. Let Sophia enjoy final acts of marital theater. Soon enough, she'd learn the cost of mistaking mercy for weakness. What shocked me was that Marcus' current job had actually been secured through Sophia's intervention. Approximately 3 months ago, Brian from Harrison Enterprises, leveraging his connection with Lucas, invited Sophia and me to dinner where he proposed a collaboration. Unfamiliar with Brian and his company, I didn't commit immediately, citing lack of upcoming projects. Brian understood perfectly, promptly offering Harrison Enterprises full cooperation for any due diligence regardless of partnership. While I had no need for his assistance, Sophia took his words to heart. Shortly afterward, Sophia introduced Marcus to Brian, claiming him as her cousin who'd returned from out of state. She mentioned Marcus had initially sought management positions at Thompson Group, but found no vacancies. Brian, assuming I'd discreetly sent a relative to evaluate Harrison Enterprises, readily offered Marcus a prestigious yet undemanding role with generous compensation. Sophia emphasized discretion regarding Marcus' identity, requesting Brian never mention this arrangement again, even in our presence. No one could have imagined my devoted wife would so brazenly secure employment for her lover. Brian likely assumed I considered such trivialities beneath my attention. Initially diligent, Marcus, having worked as a chef for years, struggled with basic office software. Yet realizing Brian's unwavering deference despite his incompetence, he grew increasingly arrogant, arriving late, leaving early, and bullying colleagues. Employee complaints mounted, leaving Brian trapped between operational needs and fear of offending Sophia and me. When the private investigator reported this, my fury eclipsed even the pain of discovering Sophia's infidelity. This adulterous couple hadn't just trampled my dignity, they were exploiting my resources and tarnishing my reputation, their actions becoming an escalating insult to Thompson Group. Containing my rage, I summoned Brian. Dispensing with pleasantries, I presented a lucrative partnership proposal originally intended for long-term associates. Brian's mix of excitement and wariness showed he recognized the deal's value and anticipated tough conditions. Yet my demand was simple: promote Marcus. Convert his monthly salary to $1 million annually, plus promised year-end bonuses. Marcus, already flush with Sophia's money, gladly accepted delayed payments and frequent business trips, a perfect cover for his escapades. On his promotion day, Sophia claimed her mother's hypertension required overnight care at her parents'. My offer to summon doctors met panicked refusal, just needs medication. I smirked inwardly, imagining Marcus exhausting himself to please his benefactress. Her parents did have health issues, hypertension and heart disease. I wondered if learning their daughter's disgrace might finish them off. Over the years, I'd indulged every whim of these former farmers: luxury cars, properties, premium insurance policies renewed annually. Their lifestyle now rivaled Thompson Group's retired executives. With insurance renewals approaching, I anticipated savings. Hopefully their health would hold. Future medical bills would be their burden. Recently, they'd pressured Sophia to enroll them in an elite retirement community requiring $3 million in bank investments plus $100,000 monthly fees. Sophia had tearfully lamented neglecting them since marriage, wanting to secure their golden years. I'd promised to vet the facility after wrapping up work. Now, no vetting needed. The community offered 3-month trial stays for $3 million investments. Afterward, satisfied residents could renew annually for $1 million or pay $300,000 to leave. This clause remained undisclosed. While Sophia reveled with Marcus, I finalized arrangements. Her parents gleefully signed contracts and moved in, concerned for their well-being. I ordered comprehensive medical exams on day one, every diagnostic tool available. I advised them to utilize on-site facilities for all future health concerns, emphasizing convenience despite costs. Premium supplements and medications would be readily available through staff. The stage was set. 3 months later, the nursing home would settle accounts with them. Knowing my in-laws, they'd likely end up paying far more than $300,000 management fee. After all, like their daughter, they'd always treated me as their personal ATM. The moment they moved into the facility, I listed their former residence on the property market, too enchanted by their new life. They'd never check the old place. I wondered if Marcus could ever provide shelter for his goddess family. The answer was no. That would imply my incompetence, which I refused to tolerate. Marcus soon secured a business trip to Hong Kong under the guise of market research. Though everyone knew it was a taxpayer-funded vacation, Brian gladly approved the expense report, a small price to clear corporate headquarters of this nuisance. My plan was nearly complete. Yet one hesitation remained: Jacob. Sophia was still his mother. Though she'd betrayed me, she'd never harmed our son. How to navigate their relationship tormented me. I couldn't bear Jacob's future hatred, yet struggled to preserve dignity for the woman who bore him. Fate forced my hand when the preschool called. Jacob had waited 2 hours without pickup. Sophia had claimed family obligations that morning, promising her friend Emma would collect him. No contact numbers. Phone switched off. By my arrival, our feverish son lay listless in his teacher's arms, eyes glistening. "Daddy," he whispered hoarsely in the back seat. "Did Mommy go talk business with Uncle again?" My heart seized as he described Emma's chronic tardiness. Endless cartoons instead of playdates. Mommy's late-night retrievals from amusement parks he hadn't visited in months. He drifted to sleep mid-complaint, tear tracks glimmering on flushed cheeks. Sophia returned home pale-faced that evening, babbling about spa appointments and sleeping pills. I embraced her trembling form. "I'm sorry, darling. No more spas. We're bankrupt." The Thompson Group faced tax evasion charges. Prosecutors had frozen all assets, including her trust fund and credit cards. Her manicured nails dug into my arms as I explained impending prison sentences and crushing debt. "You're my wife. The law binds us together in this. Unless I let the unspoken divorce hang between us." Watching revulsion eclipse panic in her eyes. She'd need to walk away penniless to escape liability. When she asked about legal protections, I tightened my grip. "You'll stand by me, won't you? Through trials and creditors?" Her frozen silence answered clearer than words. I pretended not to notice her calculating stare. The way she edged toward the door. Let her run. The trap was already sprung. I had already transferred all cash assets to the Thompson Group accounts before this, and currently, they were all frozen. If we divorced now, the only properties subject to division would be the cars and the house. Sophia didn't respond immediately. I knew she wanted to consult Marcus and seek legal advice. I'd thoroughly investigated Marcus's connections long ago and was aware that the only lawyer he could contact was Mr. Sam Wright, the legal counsel for Harrison Enterprises. The legal advice Sam could provide was naturally what I had authorized. Soon, Sophia began playing the emotional card, claiming she believed I couldn't bear to see her suffer. She suggested finalizing the divorce before the company investigation concluded, arguing this would leave at least one of us free. Even if I ended up imprisoned, she could remain free to care for my parents. To avoid the mandatory 30-day cooling-off period, she opted for litigation divorce, demanding my properties and custody of Jacob, claiming this would ensure our son's quality of life remains unaffected. How unfortunate for her. The properties under my name had already been transferred to my parents. In court, Sophia stared at me with shock. She'd been too preoccupied with Marcus to notice my movements. The properties were all purchased by my parents during my college years, premarital assets unrelated to Sophia. When Sophia realized the situation, her face paled. She accused me of premeditated asset transfer. I smiled. Sophia, what do you think? As her expression shifted from shock to suspicion. My attorney submitted evidence proving my superior qualifications for custody. Sophia had been a stay-at-home wife for 7 years since our wedding day. At her current age and skill level, finding employment to support herself and Jacob would prove difficult. Jacob's elite kindergarten and extracurricular programs required substantial financial resources, something I could provide. Sophia, unprepared for this turn, argued through trembling lips about her maternal sacrifices. I remained silent while presenting our son's kindergarten teacher's testimony. Sophia had repeatedly forgotten to pick up Jacob over the past 6 months, often delegating this task to random acquaintances before disappearing. Several times, Jacob waited at school until nightfall. The teacher questioned Sophia's parental responsibility. Then came the final blow. Explicit videos and chat records documenting Sophia's affair were displayed publicly. Sophia's face alternated between ashen and crimson before she abruptly stood, choking on unspoken words. The courtroom buzzed with whispers about the scandalous downfall of the once-admired gentlewoman. Though I'd anticipated this outcome, her hate-filled gaze still disappointed me. Sophia, I declared, considering your years managing household affairs, you may keep all jewelry and luxury items. I'll cover Jacob's expenses, no child support required. Since you've found new affection, I grant you complete freedom. Farewell. My magnanimity wasn't entirely genuine. By the next morning, our scandal dominated local gossip. The narrative spread. The promiscuous gold digger who'd schemed to marry into the Thompson family now fled with her lover as the Thompson group faced investigation, only to be caught. I, the wronged husband, showed mercy for our son's sake, letting the adulterers escape with only their clothes. 3 days later, the prosecutor's office cleared the Thompson group of all legal violations. Our operations resumed with an enhanced reputation, and stock prices surged. Meanwhile, in Hong Kong, Marcus and Sophia should be enjoying Brian's arranged casino tour. Men like Marcus, long trapped in poverty, rarely resist temptation. Sophia now clung to her true love, who supposedly remained unmarried for her sake, conveniently ignoring that no woman would want Marcus except as a meal ticket from wealthy Sophia. Casino staff reported the couple gambling nonstop for 72 hours. Initial wins fueled their delusions of being gambling prodigies. Subsequent losses only intensified their desperation. I never learned the exact figures, but soon after leaving Macau, Sophia began contacting luxury resellers to liquidate her handbags. I've dominated the business world through ruthless precision. This applies to deals and to people. So when Sophia was informed that her luxury goods were all counterfeit, she broke down. Marcus, who had long resented her decision to leave the marriage empty-handed, complained about her impulsive move cutting off their financial lifeline. Discovering he couldn't leech off Sophia anymore and might even have to support her, his irritation grew unbearable. After years of fawning over her, Marcus finally stopped groveling. Had Sophia not secured his current respectable job, these soulmates would have turned on each other like rabid dogs long ago. Returning from Hong Kong, Sophia moved into Marcus's shabby 2-bedroom apartment. My former in-laws exploded upon hearing about our divorce, berating their daughter mercilessly. Their outrage stemmed not from moral principles or shame, but fear of losing their cushy lifestyle. Believing I'd prepaid their retirement home fees for the year, they indulged in premium supplements and gourmet ingredients like there was no tomorrow. Nobody told them the services were postpaid. The retirement home director approached me after the divorce to confirm payment arrangements. I clarified that the contract signatories remained responsible for fees, and non-payment would lead to legal action. To support his facility, I offered Thompson Group sponsorship for a theater hall with professional drama instructors, a substantial investment that would elevate the home's prestige. The shrewd director eagerly agreed, while subtly assuring my ex-in-laws would receive strictly contractual treatment. 3 months later, chaos erupted when my former in-laws received staggering, overdue notices. They argued vehemently, demanding the facility collect from me instead. Police intervention forced Sophia and Marcus to review the contract bearing their parents' signatures, indisputable evidence under legal scrutiny. The director magnanimously rounded down the fees to $400,000 for immediate departure. Sophia's funds had dwindled since Hong Kong, while Marcus claimed he couldn't access his salary until year-end, forcing her to drain her savings. Cornered, her parents alternated between rage and panic, publicly shaming their ungrateful daughter for abandoning them. Humiliated, Sophia turned to Marcus, who pleaded poverty despite years of single living with no dependents. She threatened to destroy his career through Brian, forcing Marcus to relent. The four nearly bankrupted themselves, settling the fees, preferring financial ruin to jail time. Returning home, they found strangers occupying the property ID sold it weeks prior. The new owner nearly called police on trespassers until learning their identity. Out of respect for my $20,000 discount during the sale, he let them leave peacefully. The father collapsed from cardiac arrest that night, weeping hysterically in my office. Sophia knelt clutching my sleeve, confessing her mistakes. I disengaged coldly. There's nothing to forgive. We're strangers now. She blamed Marcus for manipulating her, claiming events spiraled beyond control. Her father needed emergency heart surgery. Mother hospitalized with hypertension, their lapsed insurance requiring full self-payment. Marcus had vanished with her gold jewelry. Her haggard appearance, far from the pampered socialite of 3 months prior, stirred no sympathy. I played Marcus's recorded confession. That bitch Sophia came on to me at the reunion, rubbing her foot against my leg. She promised money for sex. Who'd refuse that? She's insatiable, Mr. Thompson. Please don't ruin me. The damning recording hung in the air as Sophia's last illusion shattered. I know you hate Sophia Mitchell for cheating on you. Whatever revenge you want against her, I can help. The audio cut off there. Sophia stood frozen, eyes wide with shock and resentment, even forgetting to cry. She never expected Marcus, who had groveled after her for 10 years, to view her this way. Nor could she anticipate that Brian had fired Marcus earlier that day. Aside from the 2,800 RMB base salary deposited monthly, Marcus gained nothing. In fact, he'd been losing money recently while trying to develop clients. When Brian terminated him, he claimed it was Sophia's decision. Right now, Marcus should be desperately searching for Sophia everywhere. After enduring years of struggle, he'd barely tasted success before crashing down. His hatred for Sophia must burn hotter than mine. Sophia hadn't even left the Thompson family villa's surveillance perimeter when Marcus cornered her. On the security feed, his glinting dagger looked particularly chilling. He slashed a deep, bone-grazing wound across her arm. Fortunately, my bodyguards arrived in time to prevent murder. Police sirens carried away the enraged Marcus, now facing assault charges. I wonder if he'll find the courage to start over after prison. As for Sophia, she clutched her bleeding arm, refusing to leave. You still love me, don't you? You saved me. You couldn't bear to watch me die. Why can't we go back? I've learned my lesson. Ethan, 10 years together. How could you be so cruel? At least, I'm still Jacob's mother. Watching her hysterical performance, I felt only detached amusement. I never chose cruelty. She destroyed our decade-long bond herself. Must be tough scraping by now. She rejected being Mrs. Thompson for some delusion of grandeur and freedom. Well, nothing stops her from playing goddess anymore. Sophia, had I truly wanted to save you, I'd have intervened the moment Marcus appeared. Letting him attack was the cleanest way to jail him. I smiled coldly. Count yourself lucky. You're right. As Jacob's mother, you may visit him anytime. Though, aren't you job hunting? Work hard. I'm sending Jacob to Shanghai for elementary school next year. Hope your salary covers the flight tickets. Under the night sky, Sophia collapsed, despair etching every feature. I turned back toward the villa, heavy doors sealing her shadow outside. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more exciting stories. And drop your thoughts on this one in the comments. See you next time.